Welcome to House of Old Time Radio. Tonight we've got a real classic for you, the Chase and Sanborn Hour from December 20th, 1931, starring the one and only Eddie Cantor. Back then, Cantor was one of the biggest stars in America, and this show, it was regularly right up there among the highest-rated programs on the air. So sit back and enjoy some great comedy, music, and Depression-era humor from one of radio's true legends.
This is the Chase and Sanborn Hour, directed by Rubinoff, starring Eddie Cantor, America's foremost comedian. Rubinoff and his violin.
Are you listening in, folks, huh? This is your old pal, Eddie Cantor, just a-calling round for a good old visit with you all. Draw yourself up an easy chair by the good old fireplace, folks, and we'll smoke a herring together. Carolina moon keeps shining on the one...
Sorry, Eddie. Sorry. You entered just a bit later. Do you mind?
Oh, please leave me alone. Carolina moon keeps shining on the one...
Just a minute, Eddie. Just a minute. I'm afraid there's something wrong here. You see, we want to lead up to your entrance a bit more gradually. We want to do a little building up for you, you know. Sort of build up a big entrance scene.
Okay, so go on building. Say, in these times, I should stop somebody from building. Carolina moon keeps shining up. Wait a minute. Say, oh, for goodness sake, I'll get killed. I'm on the wrong program.
Oh, that's all right, Eddie. We all make our little mistakes.
Yeah, that's why we have an election every 4 years.
Exactly. We'll get along with that construction work now, if you don't mind. Rubinoff will take care of building up for Cantor with an overture medley of Eddie's songs from Whoopee, Kid Boots, and The Follies. He calls the number Eddie Cantor Memories.
And the things Cantor can remember, would you be surprised? Are you listening, folks? Are you listening, Mr. Goldwyn?
As you know, ladies and gentlemen, our Mr. Cantor is not only America's first comedian, he is also a literary celebrity and a rising statesman to boot.
A statement to boot. There's an idea.
Yeah, I thought you'd get a kick out of that one, Eddie.
Hey, wait a minute. Who's the comedian here?
As I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, our Mr. Cantor is a brilliant statesman as well as a comedian. The Cantor 5-year plan for removing the well-known depression, as outlined in Eddie's new book, Yoo-Hoo Prosperity, has been hailed by right-thinking citizens everywhere as pretty darn nifty. Already the word goes round. What about Cantor in 1932? In fact, ladies and gentlemen, Cantor and prosperity are just around the corner. Only Eddie has arrived first. And so, we give you for President the Honorable Mr. Eddie Cantor.
Ladies and gentlemen, my hat is in the ring. My hat is in the ring and my overcoat is in hock. Thank you, citizens. Thank you. After all, is it so strange that I should be president? Haven't we had funny fellows in office before? Why, we've still got 'em. There's only one trouble. Maybe I couldn't be president on account of my connection with Flo Ziegfeld and Sam Goldwyn. You know, Flo and Sam are now right in the middle of a big fight over my services this winter. Ziegfeld wants me to work for Goldwyn, and Goldwyn wants me to work for Ziegfeld. Elect Cantor president, and they'll both win. Anyhow, it's time something was done about this here now, this, what is it they call it? Oh, yes, about this depression. It's terrible, you know. Things are so bad. My friend Groucho Marx tells me that on the Boston Common, the pigeons are now feeding the people. Folks are not spending. Everything is cheap, but nobody is buying. Even those who don't intend to pay aren't buying. Everybody is saving up for a rainy day. If they only knew it, it's pouring pitchforks right now. Still, don't despair. Remember the proverb. When the wolf is at the door, look for the silver lining. Elect Cantor and the wolf will die laughing. In my own case, the Depression brought a strange result. Before the crash, I had $1 million, a house, 3 cars, and 4 daughters. Now all I've got left is 5 daughters. Others have cut down on everything. I know families who owned estates and belonged to fashionable golf clubs. Now they live in caves, and to keep up appearances, they play miniature golf with tapioca and toothpicks. At the summer resorts this year, millions of mosquitoes died of hunger. They couldn't find any people worth biting. And I know some gigolos, not intimately, who've been reduced to dancing with each other. In the spring of 1929, my broker's wife wanted a talking bird, and I sent her a parrot. The crash made her a widow, and I went to see her. How did you like the parrot? I asked her. It had a wonderful sense of humor, she said, but the meat was so tough. Still, the Depression has done some good. It stopped the farmers from crying for relief. They got frightened when they saw how the city folks were relieved, and how things have changed. You know, such jokes are now taken seriously and put into practice. Armenia has put up an immigration barrier to keep out the starving Americans. And nowadays, we look forward eagerly to Rockefeller's dimes. But he's called back the dimes he gave away last year, both of them. We found out what Arthur Brisbane meant when he said, you can't sell this country short. He meant if you sell it any shorter, the Indians will buy it back. We found out what Mellon meant when he said, the country is on a solid foundation. It had to be. It hit rock bottom. So there's only one thing left to do. Elect Cantor. Cantor sings songs. After all, can Hoover or Roosevelt even croon? And citizens, imagine Coolidge with a megaphone. Well, you can see. For my first song tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to play safe. I'm going to sing My Baby Just Cares for Me from Whoopi. It's all yours. I'm so happy since the day that I fell in love in a great big way, and the big surprise is someone loves me too. Yes, it's hard for you to see just what anyone could see in me, but it only goes to prove what love can do. My baby don't care for show. My baby don't care for clothes. My baby just cares for me. My baby don't care for furs and laces. My baby don't care for high-toned places. My baby don't care for rings or other expensive things. She's sensible as can be. My baby don't care who knows it. My baby just cares for me. My baby's no Coleman fan. Clark Gable is not her man. My baby just cares for me. My baby don't care for Lawrence Tibbet. She'd rather have me around to kibble. Bud Rogers is not her style, and even Chevalier's smile is something that she can see. I wonder what's wrong with baby. My baby cares for me.
WEAF, New York.
This is the Chase and Sanborn Hour, ladies and gentlemen, with Rubinoff. Rubinoff's violin, 10 other fiddles, 3 saxophones, 1 French horn, 2 trombones, 1 bass tuba, 2 pianos, 2 of the cutest timpani, and Eddie Cantor in the order named. Cantor is speaking. These are Cantor's teeth you hear chattering. Rubinoff is next. And seriously, I'd like to say right here, it is indeed a pleasure to work on this program with a really great violin artist like Rubinoff. Rubinoff isn't listening now. You know, I'm no fool. I have to boost them. It's the union, what they could do to my music. Oops, my operation. Anyhow, we will now hear that beautiful and familiar melody, the humorist, Irving Berlin, or was it Walter Donaldson? Anyhow, it's all yours. beautiful, Rubinoff. And would you believe it, ladies and gentlemen, up until our rehearsal yesterday, I thought Humoresque was written by Fannie Hurst. So broadening, this radio work. And what a hot violinist, that Rubinoff. What? Wait a minute. What did you say, Rubinoff? Look. Rubinoff is a comedian, too. He says it's not the heat, it's the Humoresque. And they hang pictures. Another thing, ladies and gentlemen, another thing. Elect Cantor president, and I will get a law passed making it a special offense to wrap lump sugar in tight paper jackets. I thank you. And speaking of sugar, what this country needs is more dunking of donuts and coffee. The science of dunking should be taught in our public schools. Free dunking clinics should be established in all large cities. Prizes should be awarded annually to the best dunkers. Why dunking? Look. Did you ever see a fellow dunking a donut and coffee that he didn't look happy? Of course not. Your dunker is a happy man. He is happy because he dunks, and he dunks because he is happy. When we see a nation of dunkers, the depression will be over. And look at all the coffee that will be sold. Are you listening, Mr. Sanborn? Positively, Mr. Chase. As I was saying, dunking is an old custom. The first dunker was Pharaoh's daughter. She dunked Moses twice in the river Nile. Of course, we have had other important dunkers since then. Take Captain Kidd, for instance. When he dunked a man, that man stayed dunked. Today it's different. The rules of dunking are laid down in every book of etiquette. Emily Post says you must never dunk above the knuckle. Some people, in reaching for hours in a jar, dunk up to the elbow. That's not dunking, that's bathing. And the best dunkers never bathe. Believe me, I know. Some of my best friends are dunkers. Why dunking is such a great art? Why, people have named their children after it.
What, Eddie? Named their children after it.
Sure. Didn't you ever hear of the Duncan sisters and Don Quixote? Oh, well, after all, let it go. You've heard the Duncan song from the Student Prince? Well, listen to this. It's all yours. Everybody has a complex for a certain thing. Some like bees, some like trees, some like birds that sing. I've a complex for my own that no one's had before. There is just one thing on earth that I keep trying for. Oh, I don't care for golf or tennis. Don't like Paris, don't like Venice. I love potato pancakes. You can have those red-hot mamas with or without beach pajamas. I'll take potato pancakes. I was pinched for speeding in my brand new Rolls Royce. The judge was very nice to me. He gave me my choice. He up to me and loudly hollers, 20 days or $20. I took potato pancakes. While the light burned in the steeple, poor Revere cried, "Wakey people, I've got potato pancakes." You know that Patrick Henry said, "I've reckoned liberty or death comes second. Give me potato pancakes." And another thing, old Abe Lincoln straightened out a terrible mess. When at Gettysburg he made that famous address, he said, "By the people, for the people, of the people, who wants people? I want potato pancakes." Hollywood means nothing to me. If I'm wrong, go on and sue me. I love potato pancakes. Movie queens have tried to court me, even offered to support me, but I want potato pancakes. One day Marlene Dietrich called me up on the phone. I went to her house and she was there all alone. She said, "Sweetheart, I'll never leave you. Anything you want, I give you." So I took potato pancakes. The Chase and Sanborn Hour, ladies and gentlemen, with Rubinoff, handicapped by Cantor. I hope you're enjoying it. Did I hear a gentleman in Columbus, Ohio say "fui"? Come now, let's have cooperation here. Let's give Cantor a chance. After all, if Mr. Sanborn is satisfied, should you complain?
Eddie, you're in a position to help this country out of its difficulties. Won't you tell us something of your plan?
Jimmy, I've worked out a plan to yank prosperity around that corner. I have a 5-year plan with Russian dressing, a 10-year endowment plan, and a 100-payment life. Now, of course, I could say to you, if you want to know about Cantor's plans, go buy Cantor's book. But I wouldn't do that. After all, what would Chase and Sanborn think? We are selling coffee tonight, not books. So I wouldn't say to you that you can get Cantor's book for $1. Anyhow, who's got $1? No, I wouldn't say things like that. I'm too big-hearted. I'll tell you about my plan free. I have lots of plans, but the first one I will try, if elected, is my great doubling system. I'm surprised nobody has thought of it before. How can we put more people to work right away? Here is the answer. Why should there be only 9 men on a baseball team? Put 18 on each side and you double employment. And why only a football 11? We could have 60 men on a team and 120 piled on one another in the scrimmages. It would add to the continual game. Above all, what is more wasteful than to have one jockey on a horse? The smallest horse can carry 2 jockeys, and some horses reach so far back they can hold 4. Look how things would improve at once if judges went in pairs and watched each other. The entire depression could be cured overnight. All you need to do is to double up. You can't go wrong on this Cantor program. 2 chauffeurs in each car, 2 plumbers for each leak, 2 captains on each ship, and 2 presidents for each term. And now, Cantor sings again. Who's going to prevent him?
Eddie, you're in a position to help this country out of its difficulties. Won't you tell us something of your plan?
Jimmy, I've worked out a plan to yank prosperity around that corner. I have a 5-year plan with Russian dressing, a 10-year endowment plan, and a 100-payment life. Now, of course, I could say to you, if you want to know about Cantor's plans, go buy Cantor's book. But I wouldn't do that. After all, what would Chase and Sanborn think? We are selling coffee tonight, not books. So I wouldn't say to you that you can get Cantor's book for $1. Anyhow, who's got $1? No, I wouldn't say things like that. I'm too big-hearted. I'll tell you about my plan free. I have lots of plans, but the first one I will try, if elected, is my great doubling system. I'm surprised nobody has thought of it before. How can we put more people to work right away? Here is the answer. Why should there be only 9 men on a baseball team? Put 18 on each side and you double employment. And why only a football 11? We could have 60 men on a team and 120 piled on one another in the scrimmages. It would add to the continual game. Above all, what is more wasteful than to have one jockey on a horse? The smallest horse can carry 2 jockeys, and some horses reach so far back they can hold 4. Look how things would improve at once if judges went in pairs and watched each other. The entire depression could be cured overnight. All you need to do is to double up. You can't go wrong on this Cantor program. 2 chauffeurs in each car, 2 plumbers for each leak, 2 captains on each ship, and 2 presidents for each term. And now, Cantor sings again. Who's going to prevent him? Some folks need atmosphere when they're making love. They say old Mother Nature makes love grand. I've got my own idea pertaining to love. If you're a Romeo, you'll understand. It isn't the paddle, it's not the canoe. It isn't the river or skies that are blue. It isn't the love dreams that bring joy to you. It's the girl, it's the girl. It isn't the brooklet that you wander to. It isn't the mountain, the flowers or dew. It isn't the love nest that brings love to you. It's the girl, it's the girl. Even though at times you often doubt them, what a lonely world would be without them. It isn't the songbirds, the songs that they sing. It isn't the sunshine that makes you like spring. So what is this magic that makes love the thing. It's a girl. It's a girl. It isn't the moonbeam of heavenly blue. It isn't the starlight makes you Bill and Sue. It isn't the shadows encouraging you. It's a girl. Oh, that girl. It isn't the wildwood that makes a chap rave. It isn't the darkness that makes you so brave. And it's not your conscience that makes you behave. It's the guile. It's the guile. On the way home for some lunch, you take her to a little bite you'd gladly stake her. You think it will cost you 6 bits at the most. 'Cause she said, now, honey, I'll order just some tea and some toast. Who starts with fruit salad and ends up with roast? It's a girl. God love 'em. It's a girl. And there you are, girls. So much for the woman's vote. Mr. Rubinoff and his Brooklyn Yankees will now give us Eliza James.
The strings. Too many to give each name. You know, violins and things. I assure you, men of fame. And now 3 of the saxes are ready to go. So we'll just wait and see how Larry, Henry, and Little Joe can get along without the 4th. That's me. First trumpet, second, third, trombone. You'll never hear anything to beat that rap. Quality, rhythm, well, just plain class. Now, I haven't time for everything, so I'll pep the boys up and ask them to sing. Oh, Eliza, Eliza, sing. Oh, Eliza, Eliza, sing.
Go now from the ridiculous, that's me, we go from the ridiculous to Rubinoff. The Chase and Sanborn conductor plays Massenet's Elegy. Ah, what a man, that Rubinoff. What a man, and what an elegy. Whoop! This is still the Chase and Sanborn Hour, ladies and gentlemen, directed by Rubinoff and explained by Cantor. Rubinoff and his Russian wolves render Minnie the Moocher.
Eddie, you know, one way to be elected is to make promises to the voters.
that was swell. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, let's all get together for another swell Rubinoff program, interrupted constantly by Cantor, who will be wrapped in cellophane to retain his freshness.
Next week, Eddie Cantor will offer another plank in his prosperity platform, the famous banana plan. Vote for Cantor and the full dinner pail full of potato pancakes. Your announcer, James Wallington. The Chase Sanborn Hour has come to you from the NBC studios in New York.
If you enjoyed this classic Chase and Sanborn Hour with Eddie Cantor, please hit the like button and subscribe to House of Old Time Radio so you never miss a new episode. And leave a comment. We'd love to hear which part of the show made you laugh the most, or if you remember listening to Eddie Cantor when you were younger. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.